And welcome back to the Hot Lap after a Qatar Grand Prix that we pretty much nicknamed What a Qatar Farce. Exciting, well done to Max Verstappen, he did very well. Lando Norris pretty much scored an own goal, but a 10-second stop and go for what was an absolutely farcical decision. Not the Lando Norris penalty though, but race director P45, definitely. So let's talk about a wing mirror in the middle of the track while all the cars were racing. Yes, it had double yellows. Then the double yellows were taken down. Max Verstappen did lift. Lando Norris didn't. Penalty deserved. Yes, a 10-second stop and go. What are they going on about? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And first of all, this absolute joke of a company, this absolute joke, not really of stewarding, but of race officiating, race director, hang your head in shame. This thing here was out long enough so Valtteri Bottas ran over it. And is it a coincidence then that we got two punctures, a la Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz, which pretty much ruined their races? To be fair, Lewis wasn't exactly having a glaringly great race, but Carlos Sainz was being fairly solid. And then Valtteri Bottas runs over this, and then we have the punctures. I mean, the minute that came out, virtual safety car, yes please, or full safety car, yes please, or a red flag. Probably a bit extreme for a red flag, but no, they decided none of them. Now the big irony is the complete lack of safety awareness, and with Lando Norris not slowing down for yellows, they then suddenly cared about the safety late in the day, giving Lando Norris a 10-second stop and go when they couldn't give two hoots about safety. They gave safety the middle finger on a week where the Ayrton Senna, the amazing Senna series, which we are watching, came out. And you know, in a sport where people have very sadly passed away, where people, for example, Roman Grosjean in 2020 may well have not been with us. Something like that, safety is absolutely paramount. But then they go and do something silly like this. A car gets a puncture in the wrong place, and then we are talking something very grave indeed. Race director, hang your head in shame. I know you're new. Yes, you were doing Formula Academy, etc. Yes, Mohammed Ben Sulayem likes to just get rid of people at the moment, willy-nilly. Well, I think he should get rid of himself and throw himself headfirst in the bin, because he's absolutely running a joke of an organisation at the moment, in my opinion. Ridiculous. From this to the swearing, you know, to the swearing, to the jewellery, to the getting rid of people, the FIA needs to take a big long look at itself and an absolute reform in relation to that, and the absolute inconsistent stewarding this year, which we'll get into in a bit. Ridiculous, FIA, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I can't think of an acronym at FIA that is foolish. They definitely do put the F in foolish, don't they? So, wanted new race director must be able to travel to Abu Dhabi immediately. Someone's put, I heard Maki is available for one last hurrah. Equivalent experience with directing or script writing for TV sitcoms will be considered. So, Lando Norris, yes, he did receive that 10-second stop and go. If that is in the rule books, then fair enough. But I think that's really harsh. When was the last time we saw a 10-second stop and go? I cannot remember. But it has been years. Maybe even half a decade, maybe even a decade. I really cannot remember. Now, the issue I've got with this 10-second stop and go for Lando Norris. Okay, fair enough for being unsafe. Now, I'm not really, don't want to be picking on Max. But here we go. I mean, look. I mean, this was obviously in Mexico. Max Verstappen pushing Lando Norris off on purpose, and then we basically have Max Verstappen absolutely sending it down the inside of Lando Norris here, being really dangerous. There we go, and then pushing him. We all know what happened there. Pushing him off the track there. That is justifiable. How is that justified? It was a 5-second penalty. He got 2 5s in 10 in total for the previous infringement, and that is a 10-second stop and go. Yeah, I mean, the race stewards need to look at themselves, don't they? Don't look at yourselves in the mirror though. You just get confused, I imagine. And what another penalty. So here it is. Max Verstappen wins, a fine win as well, under pressure from Lando Norris. I really feel that had Lando Norris not scored that own goal, I think he would have won. His pace was so much better than Max. Yes, Max was in clean air. Max could take it easy, but I think with Lando with that straight line speed, with the McLaren, they did shade the front wing, and with the DRS, I think there's a good chance we would have had an almighty battle, and wouldn't it have been great for Lando's confidence if he came out. But no, but Lando still scored 2 points in the end, 10th and a point. Everyone was getting penalties. Well done, Charles Leclerc, keeping Ferrari in the hunt for that Constructors' Championship. Oscar Piastri, third. I mean, we did say, in spite of Lando helping him in the sprint race, he just didn't have the pace, did he, of Lando? George Russell, fourth. Really disappointed. After pole position, fourth would definitely not have been what he thought he should have got. Pierre Gasly, fantastic in fifth. More on Alpine in a bit. Slightly controversial, but interesting. We've got Carlos Sainz in sixth. In spite of that puncture, well done. The puncture that the race director, puncture which we could maybe blame on the race director. Alonso seventh, Zhou eighth, Kevin Magnussen ninth, 10th, Lando Norris. I noticed no Lewis Hamilton there. I'm pretty sure there's a reason for that. We'll get into that. What an absolutely awful weekend he had. So, McLaren scored 17, Ferrari scored 26, 21 points remain. 21 points difference, 44 points remain. It is going to the flag. I think McLaren have fingertips still on that trophy. But, as we have seen, if is F1 spelled backwards as My Walker, and originally actually Mark Blondell said as well, in Canada 97, I think. But, yeah. Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. Let's use that Murrayism there, shall we? So Verstappen wins event for Qatar after Lando Norris was given a huge penalty, which pretty much put him out of the fight, and then Verstappen was allowed to just go on his way. Fair play to him, but until then, it was good. Here we are, FIA making, this is what I like, race day replay, FIA making a point about safety after ignoring the mirror in the middle of the main straight track for several laps. Make it make sense, please. I mean, please, FIA, make it make sense. Make it make sense. For goodness sake. Wanted new race director. FIA, make it make sense. It's just ridiculous. Even Will Buxton has come out and said, glad to see the lesser spotted drive-through penalty back in the game today. But at this stage of the season, it feels mad to have the goal shifts post. Agree with my F1 TV colleagues on their race commentary analysis. FIA in total shambles. Lots of answers needed. Absolutely transparency. Now, shut up in journalism or whatever Sullivan would say to this request, probably. Seb for race director. Total revision of stewardships needed. Structured like FIFA does. Completely agree for referees and clear, consistent and transparent rule work, including penalties. Yes, which we don't have. Which we absolutely, and we haven't had since 2021, have we? Or really, since Charlie Whiting passed away. I don't quite think it's Ferrari International Assistance strikes again, but it did help Ferrari, didn't it? But I don't think it's that. Perhaps they could sack some people. Oh, wait. Thank you, Buxton. FIA screwed a lot of drivers today. Ben needs to be sacked. No ifs and buts. I do think Ben Sulayem has made a bit of a joke of the FIA, hasn't he? What do you think of Lando's 10-second stop and go? Should have been a race banner. Well, yeah, grow up. Essentially a 35-second time penalty. Absolute nonsense. Yes. Was it a penalty? Sure. Did it deserve to be a 10-second stop and go? No. 5 to 10 seconds would have been the norm. Was it caused by the stupidity of leaving a mirror out there and not knowing what to do? Absolutely. Was it consistent? No. And that was from Matt Gallagher. What do you think? I'm sure he was, I think he was probably equally surprised. But save a few minutes of positivity about this absolute farce for Zhou Guanyu scoring points for Kick Sauber. I mean, absolutely fantastic. He was also man of the race. Well done, P8. I mean, yes, finally, every team has now scored in Formula One. Every team, and that is amazing. It was so good when you saw some of the footage from the Kick Sauber people. It was so refreshing. It was absolutely fantastic. It put a big smile on our face. This is Lando Norris about to have a chat about what he thought about the 10-second stop and go penalty. While I'm trying to just get my stuff in order. So Lando Norris, 10-second stop and go for obviously not slowing under those double yellow flags, which only remained double yellow when you listen to what Mr. Stella said for a bit. Not much at all, really, if I'm honest. Let's listen to it, shall we?
Honestly, I don't know what I've done wrong at the minute. Apparently I didn't slow
We know
under the
now.
yellow. I'm not an idiot. If I knew there was a yellow, I would have slowed down. I don't know if I've missed it or just been down.
I know, Lando.
Yeah, if the rule is if you don't slow down under the yellow, that's the penalty, so it's a fair penalty.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, Lando there being really fair. He's saying it's a fair penalty. I mean, well done to him. He's been amazing this weekend. I think driver of the weekend. Pole position in the sprint race, let his teammate win, and the fastest man, I think, in the race would have given Max Verstappen a massive run for his money come the end. alas, it just was not to be. And this is the actual race classification then. Lewis Hamilton finishing 12th, wanting to retire the car 56 seconds behind Verstappen. Not good at all. I feel for this guy. I'm sure once Ferrari happens, he's going to get his mojo back. There's something not right in his head. I mean, you don't go from P10 to P2 in one race and struggle again in this one. And when we look at Brazil, has he lost some of his speed? Perhaps in qualifying, maybe lost a couple of tenths, but in terms of the race, absolutely no way. And I think it's more to do with confidence in the car. Let's be fair, that Mercedes is an absolutely horrendous car to drive at times. Other times it's been amazing. So let's get into our last story of the day. Ocon set to vacate the Alpine seat for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This is pretty much breaking. Just got confirmed by Ted Kravitz on Sky as I was pressing record. Ocon is set to stand down from his Alpine Formula 1 seat ahead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, with Jack Doohan expected to make his 2024 debut, Motorsport.com understands. Now, the deal was apparently Ocon went to Flavio and said, I'd like to do Haas. And Flavio is like, well, what are you going to do for me? And that was the agreement. He'd step down, let Jack Doohan do the last race, and he will test the Haas. Okay, fair enough then. Does that mean then, Franco Colapinto, yes, he did have that accident at the start of the race. Does that mean that Franco Colapinto is not going to the Alpine team, which was one of the rumours, also RB and Red Bull? But those news stories have kind of fizzled out of late, haven't they? So there we go. So that's pretty much the final news story. We will be back, obviously, with our winners and losers and the fallout from the Qatar Grand Prix from sometime from Monday. I just want to say thank you so much. We've achieved over 2,000 subscribers finally this weekend. What a celebration. We've been around now for just about a year and a couple of months. So it's been an absolutely amazing. Thank you so much if you are one of the subscribers. If you're not, what are you doing? Please give us a subscribe. Let's get to 2,500 one day, shall we? That would be absolutely amazing. Hit that notification button so you do not miss a video. We'll speak to you soon. And once again, thank you everyone for liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. It is really quite humbling and I really enjoy doing this. Speak to you soon and stay safe. Thank you.